Welcome to English via AI. Imagine a nation standing completely alone. Enemy planes fill the dark night sky. Bombs fall on homes, streets, and cities. The people are frightened, but not broken. They need someone to give them courage. They need a voice that will never surrender. Then one man speaks on the radio. His deep voice fills every home. He promises them nothing but blood, sweat, and tears. He was old, stubborn, and full of flaws. Yet, in the darkest hour, he stood tall. This is the story of Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill was born on November 30th, 1874. He was born into a rich and famous family. His birthplace was a grand home called Blenheim Palace. His father was a well-known British politician. His mother was a beautiful American woman. The family was powerful and highly respected. But young Winston was often lonely. His parents were busy and distant. He longed for their love and attention. He was not a strong student at school. Teachers found him stubborn and difficult. He struggled with subjects he did not enjoy. Yet Winston loved history and the English language. He also loved stories of brave soldiers. These early passions would shape his whole life. As a young man, Churchill joined the army. He became a cavalry officer. He wanted adventure, action, and glory. He traveled to distant parts of the world. He served in India, Sudan, and Africa. He saw real battle and real danger. Churchill was also a talented writer. He worked as a war reporter for newspapers. He wrote exciting stories from the front lines. During a war in South Africa, he was captured. He became a prisoner of the enemy. But Churchill refused to stay locked up. He made a bold and daring escape. He traveled a long way to safety. This adventure made him famous across Britain. Churchill's fame helped him enter politics. In 1900, he was elected to Parliament. He was still a young and ambitious man. He was full of energy and big ideas. He was not afraid to speak his mind. He often argued with powerful people. Over the years, he held many important jobs. He worked in different government roles. He gained deep experience in leadership. But Churchill's career was not always smooth. He made mistakes and faced harsh criticism. His decisions sometimes ended badly. He even switched political parties. Many people did not fully trust him. His path was full of ups and downs. During the First World War, Churchill held power. He was in charge of the British Navy. He was eager to win the war quickly. He supported a bold military plan. It was an attack at a place called Gallipoli. The goal was to defeat the enemy fast. But the plan went terribly wrong. The attack failed, with heavy losses. Thousands of soldiers died in the campaign. Churchill was blamed for the disaster. His reputation was badly damaged. He lost his important position in the government. It was a dark and painful time. Many thought his career was finished. But Churchill would not give up on himself. After the war, Churchill's career struggled. In the 1930s, he lost much of his power. He spent years outside the government. People called this his wilderness years. He felt ignored and pushed aside. Many saw him as a man of the past. But Churchill kept himself very busy. He wrote many books and articles. He also painted pictures and gave speeches. During these years, he watched Europe closely. He saw a dangerous new threat rising. That threat was Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany. Churchill warned Britain again and again. He said Germany was growing too strong, but few people wanted to listen. Churchill saw the danger very clearly. He knew that Hitler wanted war. He begged Britain to prepare its defenses. Many leaders wanted to avoid conflict. They hoped to keep peace with Germany. This policy was called appeasement. Churchill strongly disagreed with this idea. He believed giving in would fail. He said it would only make Hitler bolder. For years, his warnings were ignored. People thought he was too aggressive. They did not want another terrible war. But sadly, Churchill was proven right. In 1939, Germany invaded Poland. The Second World War had begun. The war started badly for Britain. Germany's army was powerful and fast. Country after country fell to the Nazis. Soon, Britain was in serious danger. The old leadership seemed weak and lost. The nation needed a new, strong leader. In May 1940, Churchill became Prime Minister. He took charge at a terrifying moment. Britain now stood almost completely alone. He knew the situation was desperate, but he refused to show any fear. He was ready to fight to the very end. This was the moment he was born for. All his years of struggle had prepared him. Now Britain would need his courage. Churchill had one incredible weapon. That weapon was his powerful speaking. His words gave the nation new strength. He spoke to the people on the radio. His voice was deep and full of feeling. It reached into millions of homes. He offered no easy promises. He famously offered blood, sweat, and tears. He asked the people to be brave. He told them Britain would never surrender. He said they would fight on the beaches. He said they would never give up. His speeches lifted the spirit of a nation. They turned fear into fierce determination. Words became a shield against despair. Germany prepared to invade Britain. First, it had to control the skies. A huge air battle was about to begin. This was called the Battle of Britain. German planes attacked day after day. British pilots rose up to stop them. The British pilots were young and brave. They were badly outnumbered by the enemy, yet they fought with amazing skill. Churchill honored these brave pilots. He said, "Never was so much owed by so many to so few." The nation was deeply moved. Against the odds, Britain held on. The German invasion was stopped. It was a vital and hopeful victory. Germany then changed its cruel stratagem. It began bombing British cities at night. This terrible period was called the Blitz. Night after night, bombs rained down. Homes and buildings were destroyed. Many innocent people lost their lives. The people of London suffered greatly, but they refused to lose hope. They showed incredible strength and courage. Churchill walked among the ruins. He visited the bombed streets and homes. He shared in the people's pain. His presence gave the people comfort. They saw that their leader stood with them. Together, they endured the darkness. Churchill knew Britain could not win alone. It needed strong and powerful allies. He worked hard to build friendships. He built a close bond with America. He formed a friendship with President Roosevelt. This partnership was very important. Later, another great power joined the fight. The Soviet Union became an ally too. Its leader was Joseph Stalin. These three nations worked together. Britain, America, and the Soviet Union united. They became known as the Allies. Churchill traveled far for important meetings. He planned the war with the other leaders. Together, they fought against the Nazis. Slowly, the war began to change. The Allies grew stronger and stronger. The enemy started to lose ground. A huge moment came in 1944. The Allies planned a massive invasion. It would take place on D-Day. Thousands of soldiers crossed the sea. They landed on the beaches of France. It was a brave and dangerous mission. The invasion pushed the Nazis back. The Allies advanced across Europe. Freedom was slowly returning. Churchill's determination never faded. He pushed the war effort forward. Victory was finally within reach. In 1945, the war in Europe ended. Germany was defeated at last. The Nazi threat was finally over. The people celebrated with pure joy. Crowds filled the streets everywhere. The long nightmare had ended. Churchill was cheered as a hero. He had led Britain through its darkest hour. His courage had helped save the nation. But the celebration held a surprise. Soon after, an election was held. Churchill's party lost the vote. The great war leader was voted out. It was a shocking moment for many. But this was the power of democracy. Churchill did not disappear from public life. He remained an important voice. He warned the world of new dangers. He spoke about tension with the Soviet Union. He described a divide across Europe. He called it an Iron Curtain. Amazingly, he returned to power again. In 1951, he became Prime Minister once more. He was already an old man. He led the country for a few more years. Then he finally stepped down. His long career was ending. Churchill also won a great honor for writing. He received the Nobel Prize in Literature. His words were praised around the world. Churchill spent his last years quietly. He enjoyed painting and writing. He was surrounded by his loving family. He was seen as a living legend. People around the world admired him. His wartime leadership was never forgotten. Winston Churchill died on January 24, 1965. He was 90 years old. The whole nation mourned his passing. He was given a grand state funeral. Huge crowds came to honor him. Leaders from many countries attended. His life had spanned a changing world. He had seen empires rise and fall. He left behind a powerful legacy. Churchill is remembered as a great leader. His wartime courage inspired millions. He helped defeat a terrible evil. But his legacy is not simple or perfect. Some of his views are now heavily criticized. He held harmful ideas about empire and race. His decisions sometimes caused great suffering. Certain policies harmed people in other lands. These parts of his story must not be ignored. A complete history holds both truths. It sees his courage and his serious faults. It refuses to hide the difficult parts. Churchill was neither a saint nor a villain. He was a complex and powerful human being. His story is full of light and shadow. The story of Churchill gives us several lessons. The first lesson is persistence. He failed many times, but never quit. He faced disaster, blame, and rejection. Yet he always found a way back. He kept believing in himself. The second lesson is the power of words. His speeches gave courage to millions. Words can inspire and change history. The third lesson is honest reflection. Even great figures carry serious faults. We must judge history with open eyes. The simple takeaway is this: courage and persistence can change the world. But we must always seek the honest, complete truth. Vocabulary, meanings and examples from the story. Surrender, to stop fighting and give up. Example, they need a voice that will never surrender. Politician, a person who works in government. Example, his father was a well-known British politician. Ambitious, having a strong desire for success. Example, he was still a young and ambitious man. Reputation, the opinion people have about someone. Example, his reputation was badly damaged. Appeasement, giving in to an enemy to avoid conflict. Example, this policy was called appeasement. Invade, to enter a place with force, to attack it. Example, in 1939, Germany invaded Poland. Desperate, feeling hopeless and full of worry. Example, he knew the situation was desperate. Determination, a strong will to keep going. Example, they turned fear into fierce determination. Allies, countries that work together in a war. Example, they became known as the Allies. Democracy, a system where people choose their leaders. Example, but this was the power of democracy. Legend, a very famous and admired person. Example, he was seen as a living legend. Legacy, something important that remains from a person's life. Example, he left behind a powerful legacy. Grammar tip. Time words. Explanation. Time words show us when something happens. Words like then, later, after, and soon help order a story. They make a timeline clear and easy to follow. Example 1. Later, another great power joined the fight. Example 2. Then one man speaks on the radio. Example 3. Soon, Britain was in serious danger. A simple way to remember: use time words to show the order of events in a story. Winston Churchill was not a perfect man. He was stubborn, flawed, and often wrong. Yet in the darkest hour, he found great courage. He led a frightened nation with powerful words. He refused to surrender when hope seemed lost. His story is honest, complicated, and deeply human. So, here is a question for you to think about. Where do you find courage when times are hard? If you enjoyed this story, please like this video, share it with a friend who needs to hear it, and comment below with one lesson you will carry with you. Subscribe to English via AI for more real stories that help you learn English. one journey at a time. Keep learning, keep building,